Hey y'all, welcome back to Salty Tarot. In my quest to get this down to a 10-minute reading, I'm going to try one more reading today. So what's the tea in this connection? What's going on in this connection? What's going on between you and the person in your heart? We're going to pull that one. Ha! Sorry, this card keeps coming out in all the readings. It's been on the bottom of the deck twice. So decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. So possibly you have come here from one of those other readings. Sorry, that was quite a sharp. What do we got here? Balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. Success. It's your time to shine. Success from what you pour your heart into. So maybe you need to make some decisions about what to prioritize in order to achieve success. Looks like if you do that, you will be meeting with some success and celebration. Good times come from hard work, time spent in good company. Bottom of the deck, we have resolving issues, solving inner conflict with others, and healing past trauma. What's going on with this connection? Got a little bit more information here. We have a looming agenda. You have different ideas about love and intimacy. So maybe you need to make some decisions in relation to having a different idea than your person about where to take the connection, or about what even a connection, what a relationship is about, or whether to be in a relationship. Consumed, extinguished doubt by having open communication. So it might be really weighing on you what's going on with this connection, and it might be that if you open up some communication between you and your person, you might be able to figure out what that balance should be. So if you have these different ideas, then communication will bring you to a point where you can make some healthy decisions and figure out what to prioritize in the connection. What's the success about, Spirit? What's going on with this connection? We have laid to rest, let go of lingering disputes, and make peace together. So it looks like if you can find your way to letting go of what's happened in the past between you, that you're going to meet with some success at making peace with each other. So whether that's, if this is something that's ended, maybe you need to find some peace, some closure. But if this is an ongoing connection or one that you want to be ongoing, then it may be that you need to look at where you're still holding on to, and if that has to do with having different ideas about love and intimacy, then communicating openly about that, and then letting go of any miscommunications that may have occurred. If you're unable to do that, then you might want to look at why. But it looks as if you'll have some great success at doing that if you give some energy into it. We have restraints test, trapped in instability, resist impulsive urges to find steadier ground. This says time spent in good company, good times come from hard work. So I'm almost getting a message of maybe too much celebrating, like maybe one person in the connection has been sort of out and about, rather than putting energy into the connection. That could be one influence that might apply for some of the people accessing this reading. It could also be that there is an urge to find steadier ground, saying to resist impulsive urges. So I'm not quite getting how these are going together, but if you feel like the connection is unstable, or if something else in your life is unstable, perhaps put some energy into figuring out what those challenges are and working to resolve them in a measured way rather than acting out impulsively or impulsively, heading into like sort of brushing them under the rug and just, partying on, pretending that everything is fine. I think that's what I'm getting from that. Bottom of the deck, we have crossing over. Bridge the gap between your hearts with trust. So it looks as if there might be a need to acknowledge that you're on different pages and be respectful of where your person's at. Ask for their respect about where you're at. And accept that you're, they're in most situations, in all situations, there are two perspectives, obviously, but in most situations, there's perspectives rather than just a black and white, right and wrong. If you feel like someone has done something wrong, then I think there's a call to examining what. Let's look at that. Has someone done something wrong in this connection? And if so, what? We have awakening. So that's judgment in the traditional deck. And the herb is Tulsi. This is the Herbcrafter's Tarot, which I'm just going to use like any other tarot deck for this one. So what's gone wrong in this connection? We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So maybe there's been some gossip or pettiness or spitefulness that's happened in this connection. And it could be that there's an awakening to the role that has played in the connection. Maybe there's been some speaking unkindly about the other person. Maybe you're on sketchy ground with each other at this point. But it looks as if there's going to be some realizations about that. The sun just came out very sideways. I'm going to keep it sideways. So the sun, of course, is the energies of lightheartedness, play, joy. And in reverse, it can mean that there's some trouble accessing those feelings. So it might be that it doesn't look like it's completely sunk the connection, but it does look as if be aware of being in integrity and not perhaps talking to others about your connection, or be aware if that's been happening on their side, that has had perhaps more of an impact on the connection than maybe either of you have realized. What can you do to bring about the best outcome in this connection? We have the Page of Wands. So following your passions. It's coming through in reverse. So if you have been following your passions, maybe there's a call to temper those passions a little bit. And if you haven't been, then maybe there's a call to be a little bit more alive to them. So kind of getting back into the playful energies of the Sun card. So, if you've been sort of holding back or feeling weighed down by, a situation that's happened here, then maybe you need to give a little bit more time to joy in your life. We've got the Ten of Wands, so it looks as if there's a feeling of burden here. So maybe the message is to put down your burden. If your space looks like this, then cleaning it up can do wonders for your mental health. And I know it can be very, very difficult to have the energy to make a space more tidy when you're feeling, apathetic about the world or about a connection. But it really is, the phrase cleanliness is next to godliness is coming through in my mind, which is, often said at temples. Like if you go into a temple, you wash your feet before you go into the temple. And the reason for that, when I inquired, being an inquiring young person, was always cleanliness is next to godliness. And it's sort of like you need to care for your space in order to receive. So if you want abundance to come to you, then your energy is going to be sucked out by leaving things untidy or, having loose ends. So if you can put some energy into cleaning up your space, then, and that might be metaphorical as well, like maybe you have some, maybe you need to call your energy back to yourself, and and that will free you up to play a little bit more. What's the likely outcome of this connection? Where is this connection headed? We have the Knight of Pentacles. So it's building. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady building. So it is going somewhere. We have the Star as well. So it's going towards a place of wish fulfillment. It looks like you're going to be getting back into those sun energies with your person. But it's going to take time and patience. It's going to be a slow build. Is there anything else to know about this connection? We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. It's coming through in reverse. So if you've been feeling some anxiety about this connection, it looks like you're going to be coming out of those anxieties. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So again, if someone has been in avoidance energies in the connection, it looks like they're coming in steadily but slowly. And the herb here is mint, and that just looks so delicious. With the fourth glass empty because it's the Four of Cups, but in reverse, it means coming out of those energies of apathy or avoidance. So we're going to leave it there, my friends. Looks like some patience is being called for, but that you're on the right path and that things are going to come around. So I hope this helps. And we'll see you in the next one. Please do like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you'd like to put a star in the comments, that would be lovely. What are these called again? Do you remember?
Ninja stars? That one looks like a ninja star.
Let me just look it up. Bridget's cross. A Bridget's cross. A sacred symbol of Celtic heritage. So if that's something that you feel called to do, maybe she's using yucca, if I'm saying that right. If you have something in your local environment that you can use to make a Bridget's cross, then this might be a call to work with that herb or plant. Okay, take care. Thanks for being here. Bye.